Alright everyone, I'm going to go ahead and try out the twig stove, but for the sake of brevity I'm going to go ahead and put it together, and then I'll come back when it's put together and getting ready to light. So we'll pick this right back up in just 1 minute. It's kind of aggravating. I spent about 5 minutes getting this tripod and set up, and it doesn't extend high enough, so I've got it sitting on a plastic bucket, and it's kind of precarious, but we're going to go ahead and light this thing. This is a solid fuel cube, an Esbit fuel cube, and so we're going to go ahead and pull it out. I have heard about these over the years. I've never actually used one, and to be honest, until I started watching the YouTube videos with Joe Robinette and Doug from Doug Outside and Luke at My Outdoor Gear Review, they do stink. I'd never seen one up close. I saw years ago the solid fuel burner. A friend of mine had one, and until then I've never used one of these personally. And this is the fire ant, the Emberlit fire ant twig stove. And instead of using twigs and other things today, I thought I'd go ahead and use the solid fuel, because since I had never used one before. I thought I'm kind of curious to see what it's going to do. And I'm using my my Pathfinder canteen that I recently purchased, and I've already poured out a cup of water. And while this is burning, I'll chit chat for a few minutes. All right, we're lighting it. There we go. Still no light. Supposedly it lights very easily with a match. We'll see. Nothing now. Come on. Come on. Light, baby. Nope, nothing. All right, okay. I love it when a plan comes together. Not. What? Yeah. There we go. All right, now it's lit. Now it's going. All right, now this shows that it should get a cup. It's burning at 1300 degrees Fahrenheit. And here's I've got to get an autofocus. That reminds me, I wanted to say I've got a couple of goals with this channel. Oh, let me go ahead and put this on. Let's see. There we go. And put this on. And it should be ready, should be boiling in about 8 minutes. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to use what Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review refers to as Taster's Choice or Taster's Nasty. But I did see some Starbucks coffee, and then I've also want to get some Jiva cubes to go along with the outdoor coffee. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about real quick while that is heating up, and I actually wrote it down because with the bad memory, and that reminds me, I'm going to go ahead and submit to this video a photo or two from right after the surgeries, and that way people can get a better idea of you know, how serious the surgeries were. Like someone said the other day, and I hear it all the time, I don't look like, you know, if they didn't know what was going on in my life, they would never suspect that I was you know, had a brain tumor. And that goes with anybody. I've met so many people, so many women with breast cancer survivors, and until they said, you know, they were a survivor of breast cancer, you never know. But one thing I do want to mention is that someone asked me what kind of tumor I have, and it is a grade 2 oligostricytoma. That is a mouthful in itself. That's OLIGOASTROCYTOMA. and that was originally diagnosed back in 2010. And that comes from my doctor at the University of Virginia at the Emily Curritt Cancer Center, Dr. David Schiff. Amazing man, amazing doctor. What I want to talk about also is the upcoming content of the videos. Like I said yesterday or earlier, is that the next video is going to be probably the Show Me Your Steak Challenge video. And also on top of that, the next video after that, I may go ahead and put together some footage of Snowstorm Diego, what it looked like here in Southwest Virginia, and all the shoveling and everything. I know it's a far cry in the end from what everyone gets up in Canada and further north. A lot of my family live around Washington D.C., and they're getting hammered pretty hard. As you can see, that's doing pretty good right now. Excellent. All right. So that's doing pretty good. I think I'll take a snapshot of that here in a second and use that maybe as a thumbnail. And the only other thing that I wanted to talk about right now would be, like I said, the next couple of videos are actually going to be camping videos, and they're going to be videos showing me out doing things and with some of my friends possibly. Because I know sitting here talking about this, talking all the time has got to be extremely boring. I know sometimes when I watch some of the YouTube people that I watch, I want to see them getting out and camping and doing things. I recently started watching another YouTube guy, Matthew Poza. He and his dog Monty and Ruger, really funny videos, and I would recommend him to everyone. But the main guys that I started watching were, of course, Joe Robinette and Sean James from My Self-Reliance, the Bearded Woodsman, and Mike from TA Outdoors. And then later on I started watching Hayes Outdoors channel, there's another one, Bushcraft Tools, I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And also Doug from Doug Outside, because that's where I first saw this Emberlit twig stove. This is the small one. This is the Fire Ant. Now they have a larger twig stove, and of course there's smaller and larger versions of these twig stoves. So, and this one is nice because it has the option here for the solid fuel twigs, or you can't really see it, but there's a plate at the bottom, and that way you can also put in the solid fuel little round container which runs on rubbing alcohol, and or you could even pour in a bunch. If you brought a bunch of hand sanitizer, you can just pour that in, because hand sanitizer is also flammable. I don't know if anyone saw that Bear Grylls episode a couple of years ago where he was using hand sanitizer to light a fire. But I always bring it on any kind of camping trip. I carry a small bottle in my backpack as well, because when you're having lunch, you're out, if you don't have any way to clean your hands, it's always good just to rub it on there, sanitize your hands, and you're good to go. So yeah, the next couple of videos also, I might do a creeper trail. I might walk on the creeper trail. I know people have seen that from from Luke, the Outdoor Gear Review. He's done that a couple of times, and I think I might try to do it, just because the creeper trail from where I live is it's about 1.5 miles away, so it's not far. I could actually hike down. Another walk that I'm going to do is I'm going to walk to the local lake. I only live maybe about 1.5 miles, 2 miles from that, so I'll hike down, have lunch, and hike back, and I'll film that. And also, we have a number of stray cats that are dropped off. Every day, you've heard about, drop off the stray cat or a bag of kittens at the farm. If you see a big farm, then stop and just throw the stray animal out. And people do that quite a bit. We've had a Rottweiler that was dropped off. We lived here until she passed away a few years ago. But we've got a lot of cats, and anymore to get a cat fixed, a female is I think $60 now at the local veterinarian's office, and a male is $55, and I don't have that extra money. They're procreating faster than I can get them fixed. So a lot of times they're outside in the elements. So what I'm going to do is, I thought it would be neat to make a mini yurt make a little mini yurt and or a mini semi-permanent bushcraft shelter lean-to for the cats to lay in, because they do stay in the barn, but sometimes they'll they'll hang out under my Jeep waiting to be fed. So in those times I want to make something that they can be a little bit more out of the elements, less exposed. All right, let's see how this is doing. And I've got to be careful because I'm still on that time limit. And at the very end of this video will be the photo of the back of my head, the one that looks like something like Anakin Skywalker's, the back of his head, or also like Frankenstein. You'll see it's a scar all the way back, because all of this right here on the right side, the parietal lobe, is fake. It's a cranioplasty, as they call it. And gosh, God only knows how much that cost. And it's a little chilly out here and my nose is running. I apologize for that. But I am keeping an eye on the timer. It's 11 minutes and 10 seconds right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause. Let's see. Well, it's starting to boil. Okay, so I just decided to go ahead and pull the camera off of the tripod and go forth without the camera being in a stationary position. So as you can see, that is coming along quite nicely. Excellent. All right, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to actually have the coffee. Once I edit everything together, I'm still on the 12-minute limit right now. I've still got to verify my account, which is pretty simple to do. You just request the text code, and you got to put that in, and then you go from a 12-minute limit to a 15-minute limit, and then the way I understand it is your videos can increase in length from there. Something else I wanted to mention is as soon as I get up to I think I've either mentioned it in the last video, if not, what I'm going to do is I already ordered the new laptop. It'll be here day after tomorrow, and I'll be able to start editing videos in a lot more professional looking way than just using iMovies. And the other thing is that once I reach 1,000 subscribers, maybe even less than maybe 500, I may go ahead, maybe even just 100. I'm going to go ahead and invest and buy a new digital camera. I have an old 2006 Sony CyberShot, which it's kind of hard to, it doesn't use SD cards, and so you have to use the old memory sticks, and those things are kind of iffy. There are a few places you can find a 32 gigabyte memory stick, so we'll see how that goes. But for the time being, let's see how it is. I am going to run over. I may have to delete or edit some things in and out. So come on, here we go. Okay, all right, I'm going to put this back on and let it go. And so far I'm quite pleased with the solid fuel cube. It is burning up, as you can see in there, and there at the bottom is where you can take this all the way out. I decided if you're going to use just twigs, or if you're somewhere at a campsite or at a you stop and you're at a picnic table, you can leave that in and put your twigs in. You might have a little bit of ash there at the bottom, and this also is where the solid fuel container goes. And as you can see, wrap it up for this evening and have a cup of coffee, and probably go ahead and feed the cats. Speaking of the cats from a moment ago, so I would like to thank everyone